This piece is called New Pioneers, and I made it about 10 years ago. And the idea with this picture is that we need to make up our minds how we want to live in the world, and we need to make up our minds pretty quick. My name is Mark Henson, and I have been a practicing artist pretty much all my life. As you can see by the gray hair and beard, I'm no youngster. And as an artist, besides making pictures that, to challenge myself, I'll realize they also have a power to communicate with people and maybe influence people's thoughts or give them inspiration or ideas, or somehow affect some form of change in the world. And I thought to myself that making beautiful and powerful art would be more effective than hitting people with a 2x4 or throwing bombs or any of that stuff. I thought that making some art would be a better path. And so this picture is in two halves. One half is the side of destruction and war and environmental damage and all the horrible things that are going on to this very day. And even though this picture is almost 10 years old, it hasn't gotten any better. In fact, it's gotten worse. And so on the other side of the picture here, I tried to create a more paradisical kind of image. I tried to create a setting where it wasn't too science fiction-like, a world of the future, but with cities and structures we could build and infrastructure we could create today if we put our mind and energy and money towards it. In the middle, I have kind of a hill. The idea here is if the politicians won't make it any better for us and businesses and corporations aren't going to do what needs to be done, that the people themselves will do it in time through their own actions. So I have a stream of refugees walking up the hill from the warlike side of reality, and they're walking up over the top of this ridge, and at the very middle of the ridge is kind of this rock. And on the rock, people who have passed by here have left their marks of sort of graffiti. So, and then the center, there's a fellow here, our traveler from one world to the other, has stopped in the middle to take a look and check it all out before it walks over to the general motion is over towards the right, where things are looking more positive. So he's about to step over the ridge, and in the foreground there's a younger girl or a woman, and a younger girl are headed that way also. And as you look over to the right, there's a woman and her child are stepping down the path, approaching where this picnic is going on under a tree, and the people at the picnic are waving at her, beckoning her onward and making her feel welcome. So the whole idea here, of course, is that we need to make up our minds about how we want to live and get busy then to make things the way they should be. And I think this is actually quite possible if everybody was sharing more. I think there's enough in the world, there's enough resources and enough food and things to do to keep everybody happy. In my heart of hearts, that's what I would wish. I would just like to encourage all of my brothers and sisters throughout the world to set aside their petty differences and realize that the business of humanity is the future, and to make the future happen, and we need to look forward to making a better world. Anything is possible. I want to encourage all the younger people to try to follow their dreams and to realize that the essence of life is love, and the old ideas of the hippies about the world of peace and love have not died out, and that these are the things we need to aspire to. However we get there, whether we're living out in a cave, scratching up our living as a survivalist, or whether we're living in a big city, in some high-tech job, the goal is the same. Working together, we can make a better world.